Now, since there's a couple of months before Jill and I can get back on a ship, and with people going back out in boats, I thought it'd be a great idea to maybe give a few little pointers to people who haven't been on a cruise ship and are on their way to their first one. Now, I'm not going to promise you I'm going to save you money. What I'm going to maybe suggest is ways to better spend the money. So one of the first things that you're going to have to consider is what stateroom you're going to be in. So you got to consider what deck and you want the front, the aft, you want middle, top, bottom. But what's most important to start with is what type of stateroom. Get inside cabin, ocean view, or you're going to spend the money on a bunkering area if your budget allows even a suite. Now, why I say that is, at the end of the day, you only got so much money. Where are you going to spend that money? Use some of that money on greater excursions. You're going to maybe go do a little less on the excursion and spend it on your room. It's up to you, or you're going to, and your budgets. Now, one of the main things I want to talk about is the main dining. You're going to think, do I want the beef or do I want the chicken? You can have the beef and the chicken. Some cruises are cutting back on more than 3 main courses. Now, I am not 1% to overeat and gluttony, but remember, the main dining room is all you can eat. Another thing you want to decide on is if you need the beverage plant, and which kind. Now, you're paying for everything, pop and coffee included. Now, if you're like Jill and myself and enjoy a glass of wine or during the day, you're going to want to probably get yourself a drink plant. But the biggest thing you got to do is understand how it works, what you're allowed to drink, what's included in your plan, and what's not. Because if not, the end of the ship, you are not going to enjoy your bill. Part of understanding it is doing some research. Now, it's not just about getting on the boat, but which boat am I going to get on, and where is that boat going to go? Make sure that whoever your travel companion is on the same boat. We want to go see these things, see who offers where you see those things, and who offers the best maybe deal for how you prefer to travel. It can be a daunting task to figure that out, but it's worth the time and effort. Now, here's where you're going to spend a bunch of your money, is on the excursions. Now, there's 2 options. You can do an excursion through the excursion desk. Now, there's some benefits to this. Now, each one of those is going to be fully vetted by the cruise line, so they know it's a decent cruise and reliable. Now, they will offer less flexibility. You will have to do what they say they will do, but if you're late, the ship will wait for you. Now, the problem is you might end up with a larger group. The other way that Jill and I have done a few is you find yourself a local flight. So now you're going to be with a much smaller group. Sometimes it's cheaper, sometimes it's not. And they will offer great flexibility. You can go see things that maybe you can't see through the cruise desk. Now, the one problem is, don't be late. If you miss the boat, they will not wait for you. You're a problem. Now, this part I'm going to say plan ahead. What I mean by plan ahead is, first get on the boat, plan your thing. So let's say Tuesday, I don't want to go to the dinner. Make sure you book for Monday and Thursday, because sometimes those restaurants can book them. Another great way to have a really good excursion is to get to know your crew. Yeah, they're there specifically to help you have a good time, but they're also been away from home for a long time, and maybe feeling lonely. If you get to know them, talk to them a little bit, they'll really appreciate it, and they'll go that little extra mile to make your trip a little bit more expensive. Here's a secret we found out when we were in Puerto Rico. You book an excursion on disembarkation day. Now, why would you do that? You say, well, let's say your flight's at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They're going to throw your butt off that boat, and then you got to sit in the airport with all your bags. If you get an excursion on that day, they will take care of your luggage and take it to the airport for you while you're having some fun. Now, most importantly, remember to have fun. It's your holiday. Do what you want to do and just enjoy.